One Chainsaw motherfucking Man. No, it wasn't canceled. We're just late because work. Vex, would you like to elaborate and expand on the future of the scheduling?
So, like, I work second shift, right? Brad works first shift.
We have literally the opposite shift. It's fucking terrible.
We have about 20 minutes between that, of which I'm usually in an Uber.
When I'm coming home from work, he's going into work. When I'm going into work, he's well, I don't even know. It was, like, all I know is that if we wanted to film it on like Tuesday nights when they come out, I would have to stay up until like midnight when I have to get up at 6 a.m. And I'm like, tempting. Right. And I was willing to do it this week, but this week Vex was tired. But like maybe there's weeks where I'm tired. There may be if it's like a fucking insane chapter, I may stay up and I may suffer for the chapter. But if it's just a nice little setup chapter like this, we'll probably just film it on Saturday. Like we said in a previous video, you never have to worry about them not coming out. If you've read the chapter and you're like, I need my controlled chaos fix. What is even reading Chainsaw Man without knowing what Vex and Red think about it? Like what's even the point? I feel you. I understand. Within the week, it will always be out. Within the week of the video coming out, unless we are dead or missing, that video will be out. God damn it!
Right. I don't mind me next week. I'll be just emotionally recovering from the Sandman. So
is that show coming out?
The show comes out next weekend.
Oh, I didn't realize. I thought.
That's why I'm like on Twitter, like direct any channel related questions to Red because he's not going to be watching this the week it comes out.
I'm more worried about being emotional. Actually, let me bring up the chapter because I read it Tuesday and I need to. I mostly haven't memorized, but
the first season of that is just going to be like I'm crying my fucking eyes out. So yeah.
You know what I'm excited to cry my eyes out for? This blonde girl dying.
Oh god, it's Fujimoto. They're gonna die.
They could, but then you see the Pingu meme, like you said, right? Like I just feel like Fujimoto is the type of guy who's like, oh, you expected that? Simply because you expected that, I ain't gonna do it now. Fuck you.
Yeah, this might be one of the 5 characters to survive part 2. Can you imagine when we get to part 3 and then like the 5 characters from part 1, the 5 characters from part 2, going assassinate the characters in part 3?
That's actually what he's building up towards. He's creating like a JoJo verse where he's gonna have just hundreds of characters, but only like 5 will survive from like the entire batch, and then they're gonna be the main characters of the real series in part 3.
God. You know, I kind of fuck with that.
I like that. Go ahead, sorry.
There's not a lot of series that do that, like the recurring cast theme. Like Boruto kind of does it with Naruto, Hinata, and all them, you know.
No, I respect that it's the exact opposite, that he doesn't feel the need to have a recurring cast. Like, I don't know, I feel like that it really, it kind of sells the strength of the series that it can survive when, I mean, fuck, dude, these last 3 chapters have literally been... It's like this is a ballsy move. Okay, I'll give you an example, right? In One Piece, we've wanted there to be like more experimental, like the fandom, we talk about this a lot. Like, oh, wouldn't it be cool if there was like an experimental arc where like Luffy got kidnapped and like his crew had to go save him? But like over and over and over again, everyone's like, oh, dude, like Oda would never do that, and the magazine would probably like really not want him to do that because you got to have Luffy in it, you know, play it safe. Because there was an arc called the Reverie arc, and it was like a 10-chapter arc where we kind of like went around and saw like the politics of the world and like this meeting with all these world leaders, and it was and the real One Piece fans fucking loved that.
And then you had the assholes over there like, oh,
where's Luffy? Where's the Straw Hats? Yeah,
so in a fucking political manga. Yeah, I remember seeing that.
Well, there's that, but even more than that, it was more like you can kind of separate the normies from like true fans, because the true fans were like, oh, the world politics of One Piece is so fascinating, and then like normie week-to-week readers are like, where's the Straw Hats? Where's Luffy? You know what I mean? And I just appreciate that Fujimoto is one of those authors that clearly does not want to be held to like this weird like week-by-week magazine yada yada, which is why he's in the app now. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna write fucking 10 chapters. I wouldn't be surprised if it was 10 chapters where we don't even see Denji. You know what I mean? Like, it's insane. We're like 3 chapters into this new part, and we haven't seen a single character from the previous part. Other than Octopus Guy,
Yoshida,
which, but let's be honest, minor as fuck. Okay,
like 2 chapters, you know.
And that's so funny to me. That's so hilarious. It really does feel like he's like, oh shit, I think I killed too many people. I don't got anyone to bring back. Fuck. Octopus Guy.
Also, I think like we're not going to see Denji till the end of this series. I think he's going to be like the finale for part 2.
I disagree with that. I think we'll see Denji when War Devil finds him. But what I don't think, because the end would be a little much, I think. But what I do wonder is,
I think we'll see Chainsaw Man before we see Denji.
Potentially. But I am curious though, right? Like, is Denji? It's kind of crazy that the main character is this girl now. Like, it's not even Denji, at least for now. Like, how long are we gonna go on her being the MC?
I love it.
I love it too. Yeah.
But I see a lot of discourse on Twitter about, like,
and ironically Discord. Okay, sorry.
Oh yeah, and then Discord. Oh Jesus fuck, our Discord's been popping off about everything this week, and I'm just like,
there's your weekly plug for our Discord.
Well, it's not just that. Like, I have just been emotionally unavailable to respond to a lot of shit in there this week.
Well, that's why we have a British fuck in there.
Yeah, we got Luke in there to, be the one to theory craft.
Our mods will do all that for us.
Our mods are our slaves.
We're at that like PewDiePie level of jaded. We've been content creating for too long. We're jaded. We can barely fucking make a 30-minute video a week. No, I'm kidding.
It's not just that. It's like
it's work.
Like just to clarify, like, with me going back to work and trying to get back to a set schedule, I'm like, I need to focus on sleeping on time and not staying up till 4 a.m.
When you hit your 30s, you can't be pulling those all-nighters all the time. I used to all the time. You just can't anymore. It's tragic.
It really is. Like, in like my weekends, I have enough time to film this with you, and then 2 videos with Thurman, and then the rest of my weekend is completely.
Mm-hmm. And imagine, thank God you don't have a partner, because then you'd have to make time to plow them, and like.
That might be what I'm doing right now.
My brother in Christ. What are you talking about?
I got my weekend appointment for that.
Is this one-night stand plowing or relationship plowing?
It's very much that. If something else comes of it, then so be it. But like, I'm
proud of you, buddy. I think you're better at one-night stands.
Exactly. I am very much better at casual relationships.
Low stress, baby. I'm jealous of you, bro.
Because one, I like being kind of secluded in goblin mode, and 2, like, I don't have the attention span for a long-term relationship. Like, that is something.
And they recently got their nuts snipped, so like, you don't got to worry about impregnating any motherfucker. Just
right?
Yeah, just
exactly. I can be a total hoe.
The time to really bar hop and club hop is now, Mr. Bex.
Just like my 20s.
Just like Octopus Guy probably does. Bringing it back.
Right?
All right.
Like, Octopus Guy here seems to.
Does anyone know his name?
Be doing the sussing out of everything, and like we said last chapter, and I'm very much loving it. I'm also very much loving how emotional this chapter was, because you really gotta give it to Fujimoto here, right? And the fact that he knows how to write an organic character and a real human moment, all while being incredibly fucked up. This dude is one of the most scuffed authors I've ever, had the pleasure of reading. And this feels like something a bully would really do, after, our mascot got murdered by, War Devil girl here, Makita.
This is classic fucking Bullworth Academy Rockstar Games shit.
Right, it really is. Bully 2 win, goddammit.
For real. No, but I wanted to...
Fuck GTA 6. Give me Bully 2.
Did you see the people? Did you see? Oh, dude, it's so good, bro. Did you see that they said there's gonna be gasp playable women in GTA 6, and people were like, what did you say?
I'm just over here like the Quartering and Yellow Flash have their fucking next 6 months of content.
Men killing hookers, not political. Women killing hookers. What is this?
It's not like there are male prostitutes that they could go out and murder, right?
So fucked up. Anyway, but no, I wanted to say this too. Like, Fujimoto, man, like, he is phenomenal. Like, how it's so rare where you have an author that's good at multiple points of like writing. Okay, the fact that he can do some of the best like slice of life stuff. I was talking to Allie about this. This chapter, to me, is one, and I'm sure there'll be many, but it's one of the part 2 equivalents to the movie theater chapter in part 1, which is one of my favorite chapters in the whole series, right? this beautiful, almost self-contained, like you could really just read that movie theater chapter and this chapter here as like a little short story, you know what I mean, of like, and it's gorgeous and it's beautiful, with the movie theater one being like these two people that have like lost touch with like human emotion, and they're really self-conscious about. Denji specifically that was around the time when he was like, would I even cry if my friends died? Like, I don't know, I feel like I'm numb to everything. And then that little cheesy stupid movie, like out of all the movies, the cheesiest, stupidest one, it gets him on like this deep fundamental level. And then with this, it's just like, it's such a raw expression of friendship from someone who does not have to do, like, there's no reason for her to do that at all. She's gaining nothing. She's just truly being nice in a very cute way. And when someone, you know, and like we've all been there, the instinct is to be like, I'm fine, I don't want to bother you, and I'm fine, and she doesn't back down, and she makes it a thing, like, oh, you better give me my shoe back then, and then you have the barefoot thing where she's willing to even go through physical pain and like discomfort for her. It's just it checks all the boxes of like a phenomenal human moment, a phenomenal friend, which is why either A, she really is a great person, or B, there's some horrific ulterior motives here. Yeah. And that's going to be tragic. Did you see? There was a fan art I saw on Reddit. Did you see it? I
did not.
I'm gonna find it. It was basically this Yuko. All right, thank God I have her name up here. It was Yuko, this blonde girl. You know how she, like, I think she invites her into her house in this chapter, right? Hold on, let me find that page real quick. Hold on.
And here, just while you're looking that up, like the thing is, like, you're right. Like, she could be using this moment to kind of suss out, like, is there. Yoshida could have been like, hey, I think she's possessed, you know, you want to suss out if there's a devil inside of her. But at the same time, I feel like there is like that singular, like, selfless moment there where, like, I feel bad for this girl because maybe I've been through it. Maybe I've had to deal with, like, the bullying here at this academy. You know?
Oh, I'm praying it's genuine friendship. I can't, like, I need a sliver of wholesomeness, please.
But this is Fujimoto.
But it reminds me a bit of Berserk, you know, like, I haven't read much of Berserk, but I've been told that, like, Berserk is a world of horrific bullshit, like, horrific shit, but, like, that makes the little genuine moments of love like mean more, right? So this could either be one of the horrific things or one of the genuine moments of kindness in this absolutely. Shitty world they live in.
Absolutely. And then there's, like, the fact that this girl in this academy, right? This academy is full of, like, scumbags, it seems like everybody else seems to be like this selfish, self-absorbed fucking prick, you know?
Yeah.
And then you have moments like this where, like, Yoshida's over here, like, trying to be nice. I'm probably from being part of the devil hunting, you know, association, right? And having seen so much pain and suffering in the world that he wants to at least, you know, have his moment at school not be filled with that.
Yeah, I'm excited to see more of Yoshida's the octopus guy, I'm assuming?
Yep.
I'm terrible with names. I'm excited to see more of his motives, right? Because he seems so calm, cool, collected, like, I don't really care type of guy, but, like, yeah, maybe there is, like, his own version of being nice in there.
Yeah, because it's a stark contrast to his conversation with Kishibe, right? Where he's like, I don't fucking care about anything. I just want to, you know, sit, go to school, go through my tests. I feel like this is his way to kind of decompress from all the bullshit in his day job.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be funny if like, yeah, like the school life is stressful for him, and his decompression is just going out and, like, killing, like, low level demons or devils.
Right. But, like, you got to think about, like, you got a really bad exam, right? You know, how do we as humans go out? Like, some of us just go in and fucking rampage through, like, a match of Halo or something and just kind of decompress. But, like, that was all my fucking high school life, so I'm using that as an example. But you also have those moments where, like, I want to go out, I want to have fun with my friends, and then you're just watching all your friends tear each other apart 2 halls down because one of them is, you know, plowing the fucking cheerleader and the other one catches them in the act, and then you're like, you got the, like,
where are you going with this, man?
She's a hoe, you know, and I'm fucking,
she's a hoe.
But you're over here like, I just want my friends to get along, and then Yuko here being that like, hey,
this fucking long-winded example.
Don't worry about any of this, you know, like, I hear, take my shoes, you know, it's so wholesome, and I know Fujimoto's gonna make it completely fucked.
Dude, well, I'm hoping, like, it's okay, here's my hope, right? If this character needs to die, Yuko, I'm gonna try to remember her name. If Yuko needs to die, that's
Look
fine.
at me remembering names for once. It's not that I just read this chapter again like 10 minutes before this call.
It's because you got your balls snipped. Once men get their balls snipped, all the blood can go to their brain like it's supposed to.
You know, I would actually like that because I had been brain empty mode this whole week.
What was I gonna say? But fuck, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, no. If Fujimoto wants to kill Yuko, I'm fine with that. But like, what I am hoping is that it's not just one of those like, bap, dead. You know what I mean? Like no, don't make it just be like crushing a fly. Like I want them to squeeze the drama out of this. And what I mean by that is like, have Yuko's death be like mean something and be like a moment for. I'm so terrible with these names.
Makita.
Is that the main girl?
Yep.
Yeah. Have Yuko's death be like a moment where War Devil girl Makita like really grows from that, right? Like I want them first, and it shouldn't be soon either. It should be at least 5 chapters away, right? Which is
next chapter.
No, that'd be, in my opinion, that'd be a little too early. A lot too early, actually. I would like to see their friendship grow. I would like to see some slice of life stuff. I'd like to see them go to class together. I'd like to see them kill devils together. I'd like to see them go to the movies together, go to the zoo together, whatever. Just like hang out. I'd like to see her in
Devil Zoo.
That'd be interesting. But I'd like to see them hang out, kind of like actually become friends, and then I want to see something endanger Yuko. And I want there to be, before she just dies, I don't want her to just bam be dead. I want there to be like a clear threat, like, oh my god, she's gonna die. She's gonna die if I don't do something right now. And then like see her, the main girl, grow from that. And then she can die still, and we can see what that'll do to her character. But like that's what I mean, right? I'm okay with the death, but like use it. Make the friendship mean something. Don't just make it be like, ha, I'm such a great character, bam, dead. And I don't even think he always, like sometimes he does that, but he doesn't always do that. So it's not like I think he's gonna do that, but that's what I'm hoping for.
Oh yeah, and it's hard to judge, right? Because it seems like he's kind of evolved with his one-shots. I know you haven't read Goodbye Eri. Did you read Look
I haven't
Back?
read any of them. I really should.
You really should. We should make some content out of them. It'd be
Yeah.
Great. Plug. But like
the content that doesn't exist yet.
Yeah.
That's
like,
next level plugging, Vex.
I'm plugging Look Back especially because he was.
You're plugging Fujimoto.
Right.
Wait! I thought you were plugging our future reviews that didn't exist. You are plugging Fujimoto, best-selling author, no doubt millionaire, on our tiny little channel, huh?
I'm plugging Look Back especially because if you want to see how well he can craft a character that descent into madness.
Ooh, that does sound fun. Don't spoil it, because that sounds like my cup of tea right there.
Right. It's about it kind of is a take on the Kyoi anime Fire in its own right. It kind of does a little like inspiration from that whole tragedy that happened, right? You can clearly see that there's like some inspiration drawn from that anyway. But it's about a pair of manga writers and the corruption within the industry itself, right? And how you can see like your work taken from you and credit taken from you, and to see how that affects the industry. And you can see how that snap happens in that moment. And there's a nice little twist in it that I'm not going to get into to not spoil it for you. But you can see how well he can write that character snap.
Oh yeah.
And there's all sorts of like different elements, because you haven't read it, I don't want to get into.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought that up, because there are more things you can do to a character than just kill them. You imagine this is like a phenomenally nice character. Okay, so like Yuko, super nice, like one of the most like innocent, wholesome, pure. Like she's not like jaded, she's not a bully. She's really treating the main girl nice, and then maybe one of War Devil's fellow horsemen comes in and takes her body over, but she isn't as nice as War Devil, and she fully takes over. You know what I mean? Like, oh, there's so many things you could do.
Oh yeah, it's very hard to skate around the nice little twist in there without spoiling.
Then stop talking about it.
So that's where I'm going to shut up about that. But go read Look Back, and then we can make a video out of it, because it's phenomenal. I can't wait for the I love that all of his one shots are getting physical releases.
That's
too.
exciting.
And I haven't read Goodbye Eri, so don't spoil it in the comments, because it's something we would love to actually make content about. But let me know if his writing style has also taken a little more of an evolution in that one, without spoiling the plot of it. kind of thing.
My ass is still looking for that fan art that I found. It's pissing me off that I can't find it. But
dude, the Chainsaw Man Reddit is a fucking nightmare to navigate.
Well, there's just a million trillion things, yeah.
Right, like it's so popular right now. Like
a lot of good shit, by the way. There is there's some very, very, very good cosplays of this new girl and a really good Rize cosplay where the girl is extra thick. Let me tell you.
Oh yeah, dude. Like I'm excited for Comic-Con.
Dude, you know? I really do. If I'm hoping that a Chainsaw Man character pops up that I like really like the design of, because I would love to do some Chainsaw Man cosplay.
Right,
but like unfortunately, their designs are like
around just like the simple fact that it'll be right around the premiere. Archon will be right around the premiere of the anime.
Yes.
So you know it's gonna be like a lot of Chainsaw Man shit there.
Mm-hmm. Well, the hard thing with Chainsaw Man cosplay is that either the two designs in Chainsaw Man are either really elaborate, gonna require a lot of like paper mache and PVC, or super boring school outfit or suit. Like you see what I mean? Like that. That's the two designs. I'm like, can we get some middle ground, please? I'd like to cosplay someone.
Yeah.
Part of me wants to cosplay the Angel Devil, but I'm not femboy enough.
I could probably do.
You could easily do the Angel Devil, yeah. By the way, I found the thing. So first of all, just so you can kind of see the part it's correlating with in the chapter. Do you have the chapter up?
Let me pull it back up here.
So pages 16 to 17, after they run barefoot, they get to Yuko's house, and she invites the main girl in, and the main girl's like, nah. And then she gives her the shoes, right? So this is the what if she's actually just like even this tiny little moment of friendship is actually just like bait or whatever, like, and it broke my heart seeing this. So I'm gonna send it to you on Facebook. Do you see the moment in the chapter?
Yep.
All right. So then this is what it correlates to.
Oh God.
And for people watching, this art is, let me actually find it. It's by CZJ Dongshu. Wow, on Twitter, I'm guessing. And yeah, isn't that fucking sad?
Dude,
can you imagine? I'll read it out for people. It says, so basically, I'll let me describe it. So it's the blonde girl, and it's from the perspective of like inside her house, like when she's opening the door for her, and there's like a bunch of like some Junji Ito shit, just like faces on her wall, and it's like, she almost took the bait. You let her go. We'll get her next time.
Yeah, it's insane. Like this fandom in particular, right? And I do kind of agree with some of our Discord that like it is getting a little toxic on like any Twitter.
Surprise! Who cares? Like, everything will get toxic when it's popular.
Exactly.
I think I really find discussing toxicity in fandoms so fucking tiring, because it's like discussing the sky being blue.
Politics, basically. Like, no matter what, both sides are shit, kind of thing.
Right, but the difference with discussing politics is it actually, like, matters.
Well, yeah, but, like, you get what I mean by that metaphor, right? Like, both sides are shit.
I think the more is what I'm saying is, like, to me it feels like an inevitability. Like, there's not much you can do, unless... Because here's the thing, right? With YouTuber fandoms, I think you can, as the YouTuber, like we've discussed, you can, like, specifically call out certain behaviors and say, I don't want you in this community at all if you're doing this. But with a manga, like, a manga artist isn't going to do that. You know what I mean? They're just...
manga artist's main goal is selling.
Right.
It's like me on Twitter selling feet pics,
Right, so it's not like Fujimoto's going to come out and be like, if you're homophobic, don't read my story. Because, like, I'm sure he would love to do that, but, like, the company would not. Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing, because unfortunately, stupid people don't have media literacy. So, like, even when a story like, say, One Piece, for example, literally, like,
just gonna say that one.
when a story like One Piece, for example, is like literally against like fascism, authoritarianism, like closed-mindedness, racism, and then you have like crazy racists like reading it and like, yeah, that's my MC. Like, so
no, it's fucking not. Do you understand the context of this? I swear, like the fucking moment that we had like film critics and shit pop up on YouTube that didn't understand anything. Not going to name any channel names. You've seen me call them out on Twitter.
Yeah.
Like, the second we had shit like that pop up for like anime and manga and like just film in general, like, is the moment media literacy fucking died.
Oh yeah, I think
skewing the point of the actual art itself to fit their own goddamn narrative, and it is the most sped fucking take on the planet. Like
the internet diluted everything because like it's we're overpopulated with information and content, so there's so much conversation that like it all means less now. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't be shocked if somebody like fucking Ben Shapiro is a One Piece fan and doesn't understand it at all.
I doubt it. But I wasn't gonna say that. But basically, my main point there is that like with like fandoms involving fiction, it's just like a matter of if it gets popular, you're gonna have all sorts, and the craziest people are the loudest. So like, I am literally so sick of discussing toxicity in fandoms. I don't care. You shouldn't care either. Who cares?
Yeah, but like, the reason I brought that up is like, there's in particular one person pissed about like the apparent art style.
That isn't even that big of a deal. Like, I'll be honest. Right. I thought Luke was like hella overreacting there. Like I just who cares? Let them say what they want on their Twitter. Who cares?
All right, I'm like, on one hand, I could see like the desire because how dark and brooding this universe is. They were saying like that essentially like they wanted a Sin City like noir-esque style for the animation. I'm like, okay, that would be kind of cool. That would be kind of cool for Chainsaw Man as dark and brooding as this universe, but it's also Mappa's choice. It's Mappa's fucking choice. How they want to animate.
Here's my take on that, because I was lurking on that post, and I didn't like any of it, because I thought it was one of those like arguments that was just stupid to have in general, you know.
Yeah.
But
I'm just like do not give a single solitary fuck.
Well, here's my take on that tweet. If you want to find this tweet, Lasher Luke, Vex on Twitter, they were all interacting with it, so you can look in there. But it was someone, like he said, like they said, it was like someone who thought that the art style looked too bright or whatever. But like, here's the thing. We have like a 30-second trailer and one promotional image. I am 99% sure that it will switch back and forth. I think you'll have some shots that are darker and grittier and some shots that are brighter. There will be fights that are super bright, but like the content is, like the subject matter is dark, and vice versa. Darkness Devil, I guarantee you, is going to be dark and gritty. I would be shocked. Like, in that regard, like, if we get the Darkness Devil and it's like bright as day, then yeah, all right, I guess but I feel like that person, like, everyone was wrong on that argument. I think that person was wrong for like worrying too much when we've seen literally 30 seconds of the anime. You know what I mean? And then I think Luke was wrong.
Test footage, basically.
Yeah, and I think Luke was wrong for essentially, it looked like looking for a fucking fight on Twitter. It's fine.
I'm just over here like, let them have their argument. Like, it's the thing about like anti-Twitter in particular, and I'm so detached from that unless I'm tweeting from like the actual like main channel Twitter, for the most part, or I'm arguing with some fucking idiot with like a completely wrong take.
Yeah.
And I have 30 minutes to kill on Twitter, But this person had actually blocked me like 2 months ago, and apparently they unblocked me.
Amazing.
Because I called them out for like being part of the fandom that was calling Lloyd a little bit of word YouTube doesn't like. For the like.
Wait, so the person that was talking about the lighting in the Chainsaw Man anime was also part of the groups that were saying.
They were in that whole argument on Twitter. And
were they on the side? Are you sure? I want to make sure we're not misinformation.
I don't remember fully, but I'm just like, you're all fucking stupid.
Again, though, do you see? We still. I mean it. Why do we care? Why do we still talk about these Twitter arguments? Like, life is too crazy to care.
Exactly.
Just like what you like and move on. The only thing, in my opinion, worth arguing about, period. And it seems some people is going to think this is so crazy. The only thing worth arguing about is politics, because that's like the kind of shit that actually affects your life. Who cares if random Joe Schmo over here thinks fucking Black Clover is like the best thing that's ever existed? Who cares, bro? I miss when I used to care. Simpler times when I used to be able to genuinely muster up enough like anger and aggression to argue on Twitter about Black Clover, man. I was a happier person, but I just physically cannot anymore.
There's a reason why I brought this up, Red. That's one of the reasons why I try to still at least somewhat exist in these spaces, because it gives me something other than doom and gloom.
It is certainly fun. I feel you on that.
But the whole reason I brought this up is because like I feel like part 2 would have a better chance of being that more dark and brooding series than part 1, because like out of all of the bullshit in part 1 of Chainsaw Man, and I'm kind of glad that Luke tagged me in this because it gave me a little bit more content here in a particularly short chapter. part 2 seems to be setting up for a lot more darker tone with all the bullying, the hazing, and shit going on early on. Whereas part 1, as dark and gritty as it was, you had
much more of a silly tone for sure. Yeah,
you had a lot more wholesome and colorful moments in it.
Well, yeah,
because like you had moments like the nod to Hunter x Hunter, where you're every time I kicked somebody, and you know. The ball kicking scene, you had the like coming to life moments of like Denji and Rize. You had people like Beam and Angel and all of these like interesting characters that were a lot more bright and colorful than somebody like the fucking War Devil that is completely detached from reality.
Yeah, and I think that's why it is going to be a bit of both in terms of like the coloring and the style with the anime, because again, what's kind of one of the reasons that Chainsaw Man I think popped off is it kind of like subverted expectations, you know what I mean? Like when you first read it, like you see Chainsaw Man as a title, and then you read the first couple chapters, you think, oh, this is like silly, this is almost a parody, you know what I mean? And then it like it really just like slides in the horrific, you know what I mean? Like the really fucked up. So like I think that's gonna be what's gonna be cool about this anime, is it's gonna come off as like a silly little, dark and bloody world, but like mostly silly, fun little slice of life, and then fuckers start dying, and you know what I mean? And then they go to hell, and then, then
you have the hands, and then you have the darkness level.
Yeah, because like
you have the squishing and all the wackiness.
Yeah, styles can change. So can we literally stop talking about it?
It'd be insane to think about like moments like that, and then go to Fire Punch, right? And then go to part 2, and then go.
Yeah, Fire Punch didn't have many wholesome light moments.
Exactly. Like if somebody wants a dark Fujimoto story, read fucking Fire Punch. Okay. I'm sorry, like that.
Well, Chainsaw Man in my mind is the perfect combination, because like dark stories that are like 100% dark are genuinely depressing. I need that kind of back and forth.
Exactly, like and that's the thing. Like I look at arguments like that, and I think like, have you consumed all of this person's media, right? Because there are moments in Fire Punch that made me look into therapy. But no, and then the setup at the end of this chapter, right? I love War Devil and Makita's little.
Me too. Should we sell the shoes?
Exchange there.
Well, they're dynamic in general. It reminds, again, it's very like War Devil is very Drax from Guardians of the Galaxy, and like I like that War Devil takes things very literally, very like what's the best, you know what I mean? Like immediately is like, we selling these shoes. My favorite line actually from War Devil is like, why are we walking barefoot? Our feet hurt. Like I love that. Our feet hurt.
And then you look back and like, yeah, like War Devil has taken over, but like all but part of her brain, so she has some sort of like consciousness, and like
it's like a hive mind between the two of them, because like even when War Devil isn't in control, War Devil is feeling her pain and probably even mental anguish. You could even have, honestly, if Fujimoto wants to pop off hardcore, you could have a thing where War Devil is slowly swayed to, like, Mikita? Is that her name?
Oh, yeah.
So you could have a thing where War Devil is slowly swayed to, like, Mikita's, like I don't know, strife, and, like, actually starts to, like, in like, a very Vegeta way, where it's like, you know what? Maybe you're not so bad. I'll help you out with one or two of your little puny human issues, and then we're getting back. I could love that. That'd be cute.
Is essentially Bakura from Yu-Gi-Oh! Here. Like, that's the perfect thing that Luke gave.
Is that what they do in Yu-Gi-Oh! Where, like, at first it's, like, an antagonistic relationship, but then they kind of come to, like, work together?
Right. It's very much that. And
that's cool.
I very much recommend reading the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Manga. Just so you can kind of get where I'm coming from there. Like, by the end of, like, the Millennium World arc, where he's the complete fucking antagonist of the entire story, right? You have him essentially wanting to take over, like, the Pharaoh's everything. It's very, very, very dark, and a series that's aimed at, like, 10-year-olds, right? And that's what I feel like the fucking pairing of Makita and War Devil here are going to slowly become, because slowly over time Dark Bakura was taking over like the entire consciousness of the real Bakura until like the very end, obviously, because power of friendship and shonen. But like I feel like that's what we're going to get here, but slowly they start to work together for their own goals. like you're saying, like almost like a Vegeta style kind of thing.
I just meant Vegeta in the sense that like he was a villain, but then when he became good, he was still like a prick for a while. You know, it was very slow. Like even on Namek, before he was like fully good, he would like help them, but in like a pricky kind of like I'll still kill you if you fuck with me kind of way. Right, that's kind of what I mean with War Devil. Like I could see them having like right now War Devil is on full like. I don't care. We have this one track goal, and if you don't do it, I'm going to kill you. Mm-hmm. But like people have already commented, like the fandom's already talked about how they've kind of called War Devil's bluff because War Devil was like, "Go in, I'll kill you," and she was very like, "No, I don't want to." And the War Devil felt like went from that to, "Hey, be my boyfriend," right? So to me, it seems like the War Devil does not want to kill this body because you know it's probably probably a pain in the ass to get another one, right? So I feel like the War Devil is real quick, almost done. I feel like the War Devil is like putting on more of a front, like pretending like they have like this huge advantage over her when really it's more of like a 50-50 thing.
I feel like that's a lot of the devils in general, right? Once they get a host, they don't want them to die immediately because it's such a pain in the ass. I just came back to reality. I don't want to find another host like 3 seconds into my re-existence here. But at the same time, I feel like that bluff doesn't really exist because now this entity is in a school full of tons of depressed teenagers.
Right. You know? Oh, I see what you're saying. So basically anyone. But I guess it's just like that last chapter. You're definitely right because like it shouldn't be hard for War Devil to get another body. But like it just feels like you know, the War Devil is very, I don't know, like playing along with her more than I would have expected him to. You know what I mean? Like for her, you know, for her to be like, kill me. And then for him to not immediately kill her, but for him to be like, ugh, God, okay, I guess I'll fucking, and then immediately fails tremendously at the boyfriend thing. You know what I mean? Like it was almost portrayed as like almost silly, right? Like I have no doubt that the War Devil could kill her at any moment if he wanted to, but it feels like it's maybe not that he doesn't, not that he can't, but that he just maybe doesn't want to, or like in his head he's like, I don't know. Do you think in
maybe
a weird way
something that Makita has that he likes?
Either that, I was gonna say, yeah. Maybe he's weirdly finding himself like is slightly attached to her. Like not, it doesn't have to be love, but like a weird like kind of respect for her. The fact that she's, because I mean he even in this chapter doesn't he say let me find it real quick. Hold on. He says something like, oh, do you want me to handle that? Yeah. Bullying is a commonality in communities without social fluidity, both human and devil. Shall I take care of it for you? So, like, in a weird way, the War Devil's like, hey, yo, you want me to just, like, take over and murder your bullies? You know what I mean?
You know, that's very tempting for a teenager, too, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to fucking deal with it. You know, to most, like, weaker-willed people, it'd be like, yeah, go ahead. I don't fucking care. Meanwhile, Teacher Sword's out here. Chunk.
Yeah, and that's an interesting thing character-wise from Mikita's perspective, but also from the War Devil's perspective. Like, the fact that it strikes me that the War Devil is a little bit, not like super nice, but a little bit nicer than we thought. You know what I mean? That's all I'm trying to say. Like, slightly kind of caring a little bit. It's interesting, and I'm curious to see where the War Devil goes as a character.
It'll be like super interesting to see, like in the next couple chapters, like how Makita eventually starts to break down and find companionship in the War Devil. You know, because you can slowly see that she's kind of coming to terms with like, I'm stuck with this entity in my body now.
Yeah.
So like over time, I feel like her shell will be broken down more and more and more, and I'm kind of curious to see like what that moment will be. Because in a Fujimoto story,
give me that snap, baby.
Yeah, there's always that moment of like, well, shit. And you saw, like, with Denji slowly coming to terms with the Chainsaw Man powers. You saw with, like, Power, you know, coming to terms with, like, the Darkness Devil and that, like, wholesome, you know, chapter. Like, I'm terrified now of dying and, you know, the eternal darkness that comes with it. And then you saw a little bit of the moments like, how have we stretched this fucking chapter to an hour? Again,
because it's Chainsaw Man, Vex. It like you always. I need you to learn from this and stop messaging me and be like, "Oh, this is gonna be a short chapter review." It will never be a short chapter.
Eat my asshole.
No, I'm just not in a douchey way. I'm just saying, respect the god Fujimoto. Okay, he is a truly bountiful god, and he grants us with plentiful content every week.
But like, you know, like you have moments like Power. You saw Aki, you know, coming to terms with like the Gun Devil scenario, there's always a break in a character, and I always love Fujimoto's break.
Oh, he's incredible at betraying PTSD, and like, I mean, even in this chapter, you see her shaking and feeling like she's gonna vomit, and we all know how Fujimoto likes characters vomiting. I'm surprised he actually resisted.
I'm shocked if that's not his #1 porn category.
Vomit.
We're far enough in the fucking video for me to say that word, YouTube. Suck my dick.
We like dom girls. We like vomit.
Dom girls, vomit, and decapitation.
Wait, isn't that what's that meme where it's like, come and read Chainsaw Man, we have, and then it lists a bunch of shit? Dom girls, vomit, dom girls vomiting.
Oh, yeah.
Thick asses.
God, dude. I wonder what the meme of that will be in part 2, because we already have domination in the
chickens, headless chickens. I gotta say too, we should have known from day one that Fujimoto was a different type of author from the mere fact that he was an ass man. Because most anime, let's be honest, are targeted towards
very boob centric.
Yeah, and we all know them. I don't know if it's a meme or like kind of a stigma that like the younger and less mature you are, you're more of a boob guy, and then as you mature, you kind of become an ass man, right? Like that's a well respected thing, right? Mm-hmm. So like to me, it kind of says a lot that because like a lot of manga artists are kind of like inner children, that's why I mean you see Kishimoto write women terribly and like a lot of them have like the ridiculous big bazongas and shit and like
looking at you Tabata and Vanessa.
Yeah, but like Chainsaw Man, I mean like I can't even think of a girl that has like bigger than C cup. I mean you know what I mean, and we respect it, bro. He likes the dump trucks.
Yeah, I love me a flat chest and a big ass.
Me too, man. Fuck yeah.
Flip that shit, somebody.
I want that on a t-shirt. Well, anyway.
I feel like that would be something I would say on a fucking Twitch stream. Jesus Christ.
With that in mind, as that is the perfect ending point, but we haven't done predictions yet. Or like, final thoughts, predictions, yada yada.
I give this a 7 out of 10 rating.
Why are we thermining right now?
But there's a reason why I'm doing that, because like there is one thing missing, and I figure we're going to get in the next chapter. I want to see what her choice is with the shoes. Does she keep them as a token of friendship, or does she just return to like being barefoot?
I think she's keeping them. That's the vibe I got at the end of the chapter.
I got the vibe too, because I feel like she has a connection with Yuko here.
Oh, dude, these shoes are absolutely going to be used in some horrifically sad way. Something's going to happen to the shoes.
Exactly. So I feel like, because this is a series where you can't really predict, but I foresee these shoes being like her shit-kicking shoes, as you will.
This is the shoes that where she kicks people's in the balls like Denji?
Or she goes after Denji in these shoes as, like, Yuko's going to get killed by Chainsaw Man in some horrific accident.
Oh, like the boys style.
Yeah.
Runs into her, turns her into Viscera.
No fault of Denji, right? But she's going to fucking get accidentally killed.
That's smart.
The moment where she snaps. Right?
Oh, wait a minute. I kind of like that.
She's going to kick the shit out of Denji in these shoes in memorial to Yuko.
Allow me to praise this idea. Obviously, it needs a little bit of polishing to like make it all come together. But I like that idea because what would be very cool is something to align the War Devil and Mikita's goals, right? Because right now they're kind of disaligned. Like she doesn't care about killing Chainsaw. She has no emotional attachment to killing the Chainsaw Man. But if that happened, even if it was an accident, because I have a feeling that at some point we're gonna have her and Denji be fighting, and then at another point they could realize like how similar they are. You know what I mean? Like they've both been through hardships and strife, and like because right now she probably sees Chainsaw Man as, and I don't know how much they know about like they don't know his full person or God damn it, right?
I feel like Yoshida's the only one here that knows everything.
Yeah, but like obviously she could look at Chainsaw Man and be like, oh yeah, they know he's at least a human, right? Like because he goes to school, so like she probably looks at Chainsaw Man, like well he's just he's like probably like a pompous. He has it all. He's probably super rich. He's like a celebrity. He's probably like a douchebag, right? But obviously, Denji, he came from the exact opposite of that. So she does not know that he has been through that, like nothing upbringing, like having nothing.
Like literally nothing.
Yeah. And he's still only got one ball, dude. So Yeah, I mean, I could see
it be a prevailing thing in all of Fujimoto and his assistant shit, because in Dandadan we still only have one ball.
Oh my god, yeah. Bruh! They can get together and... Alright, we need to call fucking Part 8 Josuke. Because Part 8 Josuke in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure has 4 balls. So...
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Well, it's because, believe it or not, that's plot relevant. he may have, like...
Of course, it's a Rocky. I question nothing here.
He may have fused with a person and is, like, 2 people, like, overlapped. So he's got 4 balls.
I haven't read Part 8. I need to read Part 8.
There's a lot going on.
It's Rocky, so no
so good.
Context needed there.
4 balls, and like his DNA is exactly the same as like another person that's supposed to be dead. It's weird. There's a lot going on with that JoJo. But yeah, he could lend them some balls, dude.
Yeah, like.
And with that,
a ball each from Part 8 Josuke with that piece.
Peace. Wow.